In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the figure 8 bend or the Flemish bend. This bend is a super strong, ultra reliable way to connect two ropes that is actually life supporting. Now, of course, you're not going to use this thin 5 and 6 millimeter cord for life support, but it's much easier to show you on this type of rope. The Flemish or the figure 8 bend uses two figure 8s that are fully intertwined, and I'm going to show you how to do that. First, we're going to tie a figure 8 bend with the left-hand side of the rope. And also note, I'm going to use short tails here. That way you can see what I'm doing. Normally, if you're using a life-supporting rope, you're going to use a much longer tail. And also at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about the pluses and minuses of this knot. So what you do is you create a figure 8. You simply create a loop. You add an extra twist instead of just tossing through like a regular overhand knot. You'll come through, I'll feed myself some more slack, and you'll come around here and you will create the first figure 8 knot. Now I'm going to give myself just a little bit more tail just to show you how to make the adjustment on this knot and kind of push this out of the way. And there we go. On the left hand side, I started with the figure 8 knot, featured in my book, The Most Crucial Knots to Know. And then the right-hand rope will do the same thing. And what it will do is it will literally follow the rope completely around and then out the standing part. So let's do that now. So I begin pushing this through and literally just snake it parallel. I'm going to need to pull through some rope here. All right, so I've got this. You can see following parallel all the way around, and then feed myself some more rope, wrap around, continue parallel to my original strand. So far so good, right? You feed it through here. Okay, now I discovered, even though this looks like a lot, that's actually not enough slack here. So I'm going to feed even more, slide it through, keep coming. Okay, good. And then you can see the orange trace here. I'm going to follow this trace around, just like this, and pass it through the final loop following this orange trace, just like this, and pass it through the final loop of the knot. Now it is super, super critical. I cannot emphasize this enough. You must dress this knot well. It will be fine if you fall on it just like this. However, you're going to end up with one super tight, very difficult to untie loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin tightening the knot just like this, keeping my strands parallel, just inspecting, pulling, twisting, pulling, snugging, twisting, pulling, and I can see a loose loop here. So I'm going to want to fix that so that this end of the loop, getting that fixed and tightened is always the hardest because it's the farthest away from everything. So I'll just keep working it over, tightening it up, pulling it through until I have a very solid figure 8 bend or Flemish knot. And you can see, let me twist this around. It is very easy to inspect. This knot is super easy to detect if there's an error in it, and it is life supporting. Now note, usually if you're doing a life supporting knot, you'll want 12 to 18 inches or 30 to 45 centimeters of tail. So you need a pretty long tail. One of the downsides of using the Flemish bend as an attaching knot, it is bulky. This thing is fat. So when you fall on it, should you fall on it, this thing will tighten up a lot, but it is much easier to take apart than the double fisherman's bend. Once you fall on that thing, that's like welded together. And there you have it. Very easy to tie, ultra strong, highly reliable. This is the style of knot that climbers can use for climbing. Do not use the double figure 8 on an end. That will get you killed. But the pass-through Flemish bend or the figure 8 is perfect. This is featured in my book on page 32, discussing how to connect the ropes together, somewhat easy to tie and load, and most importantly, on page 15, when to use and how to take care of the knot. So definitely a super great knot for you to use when you need to attach two ropes 100% reliably, where you can support somebody's life with this when you need to extend a rope in an unexpected circumstance. My name is Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and professional adventurer. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can get more info like this.